Thank you, Josh, Katie, and Micah, for allowing me to be part of this important service. When your mom, Patty, called me, I was in shock. And I still cannot believe that your father is with the Lord right now. I knew him almost 20 years. And I remember the first time I met him, I thought this guy is just arrogant. He just seems to know everything about everything. And then in time I realized he was not putting on, he really did. He was probably one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life. I remember going on breaks with him when we were working on the paint crew at seminary. And while we were playing foosball or something, he would go into the bookstore and he was looking, he was reading, he was taking all that in. And one time I followed him in and just, asked him questions about certain books. And come to find out, he'd read that book. And he picked up that one commentary he was holding, turned it over, and began to tell me about the author. He said, this guy is very smart. This guy is amazing, and this is where he got his PhD, and this is what he's done. And then he said something to me that stayed with me forever. And that is, I wonder if he was a good father. I wonder if this man is a good husband. And that really drew me to Paul, because he was not just talking about scholarship, but he was also talking about his personal life. He loved his family. He loved you guys. I remember him coming to work and be singing Blues Clues because, Josh, you liked watching Blues Clues. And then bringing Katie to work with him a couple of times for us guys to meet you. And then, Micah, you came after your family had moved. And so I didn't get a chance to know you or meet you, but he loved you all. And I know sometimes we look back and we wonder, how can a person like that, what is God doing when he takes someone away? We don't know God's plan, but he does have a plan. There is something he's going to do through Paul Krisak's life. And my prayer is that you will look to God and let him bring healing in your life. Your dad's greatest desire was for you guys to walk with the Lord just like he did. Was your dad perfect? Just like me? No, none of us are. And that's why we need God's grace in our lives. Over the next weeks and months and years, remember the times, the good times that you had with your father. I remember at work, Paul would make us laugh. He could imitate people to the T. And I asked him one time, what do you do behind my back, Paul? And he just had that smile on his face. I imitate you too. But he was so good with that, and he just made me laugh, and I know you remember those days. And through the years, when he moved away from us, we would talk on the phone for hours. And sometimes my eyes would just glaze over because he was talking about things that he was so passionate about. He has so much vision and goal in his life. But for some reason, those things didn't come to fruition in his life. But I believe God's going to bring them to fulfillment in your life. And Josh and Katie and Micah, your life will fulfill the dreams that your dad did. He loved God. He is with him. And one day you'll be reunited with him. And my prayer is that you would let God bring that healing in your life. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this very special time. I know for me, Paul Krisak will not be forgotten. In fact, there is a book in my library that he helped write. And even till recently, someone came into my office and asked me about that book. And I said, let me tell you something more about that book. One of my best friends wrote part of that book. And then to realize today, he's not with us, but he is with God. And he will have crowns and glory. He inspired me. And so my prayers are with you. And thank you once again, Patty. And thank you guys for letting me to be, inviting me to be part of this very special time. God bless you.